Hello, Park Street Church. It is Wednesday, 3 days after Easter Sunday, and what a great thing it was to get to worship together last week. Even though it wasn't as any of us had hoped for, we couldn't be together. But I do hope that God met you in a powerful way as we walked through Holy Week and then had a wonderful celebration of Easter on Sunday. I want to say three things to you in this update: a word about joy, a word about being the light of the world, and a word about being family. So, first, about joy. This is the Easter season. It's a 50-day season that lasts from Easter Sunday all the way to Pentecost Sunday, and it's intentionally 10 days longer than the season of Lent to signify that we as the people of God are fundamentally and primarily a people of joy rather than a people of sorrow or penitence. I want to encourage you to find specific, tangible ways to express the joy of the resurrection in your life. With your family or your roommates, those that you're living with, think about ways that you can express the reality that Jesus rose from the dead, that we know the end, and that we're a part of the new creation life of God. One of the small traditions we have as a family is we get Lucky Charms and let our kids eat Lucky Charms for breakfast, which we don't normally do. It sounds trivial, but it communicates. It's a small thing of saying Jesus is on the throne, he's alive, and we can enjoy the sweet things of his creation as those who've been brought into the power of his resurrection. So think about being people of joy this week. Second, we are the light of the world. Listen to Jesus' words from Matthew 5. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. One of the four areas of response to the COVID-19 crisis for us as a church is to care for the vulnerable. And Kimberly Morrison and her team have been working hard on developing practical ways that we can step into situations of need as a church family. I encourage you to explore those ways on our COVID-19 response page on our website, where you can learn more about the different organizations and their very tangible practical needs that they have that we can step in and meet. And I started with the light of the world on this point to say, as we do these good works, as we care for those in need, we are reflecting the light of Jesus into the world, into our city. Today is One Boston Day. It's the 7th anniversary of the Boston Marathon bombing. And we put another video together on our homepage that I encourage you to watch. But this is an opportunity to express solidarity with our city and to say we want this city to flourish, and we want, as the church, to step in and be a part of meeting the needs of those who are in need and of expressing care to those who need to be cared for. So think prayerfully about the ways that the opportunities that we put together to step in and then do it. Just step in and see God glorified through us as his children. Thirdly, a word about being family. We are continuing our effort to reach out to those of you who call Park Street Church home. But the reality is, to truly be connected and to be a family, it will depend upon all of us connecting with each other. And so I want to give you a small challenge to say, think of 5 to 10 people in this church that you haven't talked to in over a month. And at some point in the next week, reach out to them with a phone call or on Zoom and just connect. Have 5 minutes, 10 minutes. If it's an hour, great. Share what you're struggling with and what you're encouraged by and how you've been walking through this pandemic, and invite them to share the same as well. And allow this to be a small step. It won't be the final step by any means to being family, but it'll be a small step in the right direction. I long for us as a church to be a family, to be people who love each other, know each other, and care for each other. And as we do this with one another and take up this challenge, that will help us grow in that direction. We're all still wrestling with the reality of life disrupted, and know that I'm praying for you as you continue to wrestle. And I'm especially praying that in the midst of our wrestling and disruption, we will genuinely know and express and live into the joy that we have been invited to have. It's a privilege to know joy. Jesus says, I've said these things to you that my joy might be in you and that your joy might be complete. So I'm praying for you to know the joy of the resurrection and to be a people of joy in the weeks ahead.